2nd, 2013, Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our village clerk, Shauna Musselman, could not be here tonight, so I need a motion from the board to temporarily place Administrator Fick as our minutes taker.
So moved.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Carter. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Administrator Fick, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Present.
Trustee Carter?
Present.
Trustee Fuller?
Present.
Trustee Reichert? Trustee Gett? Trustee Cumming?
Present.
Thank you very much. Our first order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for the October 8th Board of Trustees meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted? Need a motion for approval, please?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion from Trustee Carter,
Second.
second from Trustee Cumming. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes as submitted for October 8th, 2013, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. The board has approved the minutes for the October 8th, 2013 meeting as submitted. Mr. Administrator, are you aware of any correspondence for tonight?
I am not aware of any correspondence tonight.
Okay, thank you. No announcements tonight, so we'll move right to trustee reports. And first up will be the ambulance service with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report this evening.
Okay, thank you. We'll move to Public Works then with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report.
Thank you very much. Trustee Reichert is under the weather tonight, so once again, Mr. Administrator, anything on the administration personnel front?
Yes, we would like to announce that this weekend is the last weekend for our observation tower to be open. Saturday, the hours are 11 to 7, and Sunday, they are 12 to 7, and then they will be closed until spring of next year.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions at all for Administrator Fick? Okay, thanks again. We'll move now to economic development, village improvements with Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I don't have anything at this time.
Okay, thank you. We'll move to the police department with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Just like to announce that Monday, the 28th, will be our next neighborhood watch meeting right up here at Village Hall at 6:30. If you have any code enforcement or police issues in your neighborhood, please come up and make us aware of them, and we'll do our best to get those taken care of for you. And the next night, Tuesday, October 29th, the Peoria Heights Grade School PTO is sponsoring a trunk or treat activity at the Peoria Heights Grade School parking lot, the one out front, not the one behind the school. And that is going to be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Again, that's Tuesday, not Thursday. This next Tuesday evening, the 29th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, please contact the Peoria Heights Grade School principal, Mr. Gene Belts, at 686-8809. Again, Mr. Gene Belts, the principal, 686-8809. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? All right. Trustee Gett just came in.
Right there.
Okay, we're going to hold on building maintenance and fire department. Now we'll go to fire department. Chief, anything, any news fire department wise?
I've got a list of things on Trustee Gett's table for him to read. It's
Okay,
the most recent activity report.
all right.
Do you want me to step in, next man up, and read that list? Or
Trustee Gett, we're at building maintenance. If you had anything to pass on for us there.
I don't believe so, Mayor.
Okay. Then we will move to the fire department because we know you have something there.
Peoria Heights Fire Department Activity Report, August 29th, 2013 to date. Fire incident responses, 3. EMS ambulance assist, 73. Rescue vehicle accident, 3. Smoke detector activation, 1. Carbon monoxide detector activation, 3. False alarms, 4. Natural gas leak, 1. Business inspection, 7. Do you want to add anything to that, Chief?
Well, I have a list of things I was going to cover during the business meeting regarding the fire prevention week activities and stuff of that nature, but if you'd like me to tell it to you now, I certainly can.
No, we'll wait till that way we'll get this one done. Yeah, there you go. Okay, any questions at all for Trustee Gett? All right, thanks again. We'll move to comments from the audience then. Anybody in the audience who has a comment or concern, please come up to the village lectern and give us your name and address, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, trustees, and fellow citizens. My name's Mike King, K-I-N-G. I live at 1630 East Terrace View Lane. This summer, when I was digging out my ditch yet again, when it was really hot, I kind of got thinking that I was going to revisit the drainage issue on our street. So I believe I emailed everybody who has email. Did everybody get a copy of this and look at it? I kept thinking that why am I doing this every year? I'm 54, 250 pounds. I can't do this forever. Why am I doing this when the water, when it rains, goes down the street, makes a right-hand turn, makes a very lovely waterfall into my ditch, bringing down dirt, rock, and debris? Now, it's been suggested by many of you that I continue to dig that out or hire it done. I believe that's what I was told. But it doesn't do me any good to keep digging it because further on down, the ditches have either filled in or they're higher than mine. In fact, on our street, there's been some construction. There's actually no ditches in some areas. Now, I've lived there for over 25 years. I moved in October, Mr. Mayor, and I didn't realize what the drainage was like on that street. But all the neighbors, many of whom were the original people who moved in there, would come over and tell me, I don't know why you're digging that out, it's just going to fill up again. The Prunches, who lived next door to me for many years, said at one time there was going to be an improvement. So through Freedom of Information Act, I got a copy of the engineer's report. It called putting in storm sewers on this street essential to draining. Present drainage system has caused flood damage to the properties below the hill. That was back in 1987, and I know there were some issues about that, and I believe after reading a lot of it that Mark did do the right thing. He was one of the leaders who stopped the project. However, that project needs to continue. It's not getting any better. I've invited all of you down there. I've emailed every one of you who have an email address. If you had a working phone number on the website, I left a phone message for you. You know how many trustees actually got back to me? Can anybody guess? I had 2, including the mayor, get back to me. 2. None of them, till this day, have shown up to ask me what the drainage was like, to take a look at it. They all suggested I come here. Well, you can't see what it's like right here, can you? I was told I didn't understand the physics of water. In addition, through Freedom of Information, I got curious how many curbs, sidewalks have been put in the last 5 years. Well, there's been at least 4, including Park Place recently. Here's a recent photo of my ditch. You can see where the water has eroded a hole. I'm losing parts of my drive. Now, I could easily go out and buy concrete or blacktop and push the water on down. But all I asked was, my original request was, can somebody come down and take a look and see if we can get a total solution. If it's too much, the village can't afford it, I'll shut up and move on. But all I wanted was somebody to come down and take a look. Thank you very much.
Mike, do you want to stay up here a second? I think we had Superintendent Roth told you that the cost, we can't swing it right now. To do that road, to include the upper part of Terrace View Lane, which we would have to do. Those are residents up there as well, and they
You
pay
know-
taxes.
You know,
Let me finish. You're looking at a $2 to $3 million project, at least. We don't have it right now. I live catty corner from you. You think that I wouldn't rather have storm sewer lines and curbs? I would much rather have that. When it comes time for me to sell that house in the years to come, I'd much rather have that in place. The problem is, we don't have the money right now to do the complete road.
apparently you did in 1987. What
Now,
happened to
here's-
that cash?
Let me clarify
I'm not
this.
sure.
1987, they were only going to do the upper part of Terrace View Lane. The lower part from the mailboxes on down, approximately about 3/4 of the road, was not going to have curbs. The storm sewer lines were not going to have inlets. They were going to have holes which they had to do, have the covered holes where they pulled out and clean it out as necessary. The road was not going to be fixed. There was not going to be any curbs. There were not going to be any storm sewer line inlets.
That's not what it said in the
That's not
in the Freedom of Information Act request that I
You
looked
let
at.
me, okay, well, I'll tell you right now, did you get a copy of the statement from Tom Traeger, the attorney at that time? That is exactly what it called for, was there were going to be storm sewer lines and curbs in the upper part of Terrace View Lane, but not in the lower part.
The document that I looked for said it was going all the way down to the end and
No.
that they were going to remove the culverts.
No. They're going to put storm sewer lines in because they have to have storm sewer lines go all the way down to Galena
Can
Road.
I ask
to
how
take
you
that water up there.
afforded to do Eugenia?
Pardon me?
Wasn't Eugenia recently?
Eugenia was done about 2002, around there.
That road doesn't look much shorter than our stretch of road.
No, it's
Perhaps it is.
about half the length. About half the length, and in that there, I believe that the residents kicked in about 33%.
Like I said, if there's nothing you can do, that's fine. But I am not going to continue to dig this thing out. I mean, I'm just going to put up a barricade and just push the water on down. I don't have a choice. And it would have been really nice if at least a couple of the trustees would have shown up.
Well,
Just to talk to me.
everyone's been requested to go down there and take a look at it.
And nobody
Can I say
did.
something? You were the first, I was the first one that you contacted, I do believe. And I do believe, let's make it clear.
You
this is
emailed
the
me, but
first
you didn't
time-
show up.
Please let me finish. This is the first time that we've actually laid eye contact. And I just want to make it clear that I did try to help you, and I did go down there. You weren't down there. I did go down there and look at your property, and look at the sewer, and look at the road. I did do that. I want to make that clear to you, because you've left messages on other trustees' voicemail very rudely about me not contacting you. Hang on a minute, please. I'm being very trying to be very professional here. But when you sit here and say only a few people have contacted you,
You were one of them.
you have never called my number. And my number, I do believe, is listed on the website. You've never called me.
I did call your number, ma'am.
You've never left me a message. And if you want, I can
I
get
did.
Verizon to list out the whole messages
Please
and
do.
phone numbers, because you've never called me. But I have responded to every single email that you have sent me, because that's what I do as a trustee.
And your response was what?
My response is, you need to come up. I'm one trustee. I'm one vote.
I understand.
You need to come up here to our departmental meeting, and let's discuss it amongst all of the trustees, so we all hear the same thing, so we can vote on it together. You have not done that until now, until you've got everybody there, which this is what you need to do. This is where you need to start.
I understand that, and I appreciate you coming down, but I really wish you would have called me. I believe I left my phone number in every email, that you could have called down, and I would have made a point to be there to talk with you. just to show you some of the things and some of the documentation I have. I mean, that's all I would ask. You showed up when I wasn't there. I would have really appreciated it if you would have came down and maybe give me a call before you showed up. And I would have been there. But I do appreciate you showing up. I had one other person call, excuse me, and that was it. I was just really disappointed.
I've looked at it also. I didn't contact you because the only answer there's going to be is the Heights won't put a culvert in for you because we have culverts all over. You have to pay for your own. It was just sort of opening a Pandora's box. And I should have talked to you. I get busy and I forget to call sometimes, but I've looked at it a bunch of times. I've been up and down the street 1,000 times. It's just an ongoing battle you've got going there, and that's just how it is.
And I'd like to say, I'm not the only one complaining. I mean, don't get this, everyone, the Prunches complained about it, Ray, I don't remember Ray's last name, you know, and people up toward the top of the hill before it comes to the private, they've complained about this too. So it's not just me.
I'm sorry, where have they complained? Because you're the only one that I've heard responses from in that neighborhood. So are they contacting who here? Can I ask that?
That I do not know, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, in some townships, villages have a deal with culvert companies where they get a little bit of a break on buying culverts if they buy them through the village, but we don't. We probably have, what, about 100 culverts or so in the village, Bob? I mean, and they rot out so randomly. I mean, I personally, I have a job to put one in for some people on Ellen Court. And that's another reason why I didn't want to really get too involved in it, is because I do that for a living, and I didn't want you to think I was trying to sell something to you, you know, which I'm not. But sometimes, you know, like in Medina, I've worked with people and put culverts in where Medina has a deal with, well, they used to be called Flynn, now they're called Contact, where they get kind of a break on culverts and things like that. But it's not a huge break.
Yeah.
No. And the thing of it is, putting in steel is good for 15 years.
Correct.
It's done. I don't like putting steel in with our road management, where some of the areas we put in either the black double wall plastic, or we go ahead and put in the concrete. But it is a problem down there, and I explained that to you before.
Yes, we've
And
talked.
if downstream of you do not keep theirs cleaned out, it's not going to work. I can't force people to clean out their gutters or their ditches and that.
And please understand, I'm not blaming anybody on this group, especially the mayor. I know we've had some exchanges, and I regret those. And I really didn't mean to be as angry. I know I've called a couple people, probably vented more than I should, but my frustration was that I go out there every year and I dig that out, and I see more and more of my driveway eroding away, and I can't stop the water that's coming down the street. If it would go into the ditch, I would have no problems, but it's coming down the street, it's making a turn. Once it hits my ditch, it has no place to go because the other ditches are higher or filled in. So much like you, I can't make it change. And all I wanted was somebody to take a look at it and just say, yes, we could do this. And then when I drive around and I see that other areas are getting worked on and I'm still out there, and I appreciate the comment about, you know, either you dig it out or you hire someone. But once again, once I dig all this stuff out, what do I do with it? You know, I can get buckets and, you know, and then I'm stuck. And it's very difficult work, I'll just be honest. So I appreciate your time and your consideration. If anybody thinks of anything else, I'd appreciate hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Any other comments from the audience? You? Yeah, come on up and give us your name if you would, please. And
Hi, my name is Hugh Higgins. I live at 4712 North Woodview on Peoria, Illinois. I filled out so many forms lately, I forget where I live. I am going to be your new neighbor. I'm going to be taking over the property which was formerly French Toast. Mary Kilpatrick owned Wine Country and French Toast, and you may know, I presume you do, that on August 1st, Wine Country, the retail shop, which also did a little bit of food and a bar, that was sold August 1st, and Bill Connor is law offices on one side, and it's also being divided a little bit, and Smith Drugs is taking over the other side of that property. So the Wine Country is no more, and it's going to be an office and a retail. And I'm going to be the new tenant at French Toast. So French Toast is no more. October 14th was their last night. Some of you may have seen an article in the Peoria Journal-Star on Thursday, which is a few days before their last service. So it was a bustling few days, and they got the news out to several of their loyal customers, and the article helped that as well. So they had a really nice kind of final finish, and they got to serve their last supper, so to speak, to a lot of their loyal clientele. And I was there on the floor every night of that week, being introduced to their frequent customers, to help in the transition, to let them know that, who I am and what we're doing. So I had a chance to meet with Administrator Fick and Mayor Allen, and we talked about my concept and what's coming. So I received a wonderful greeting from you. Thank you for that. And I'm going to be doing lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday. And as I continue to meet my neighbors up and down the block, they're very enthused about another lunch opportunity within the neighborhood, because there aren't that many. So it helps for those who want to have lunch and do some shopping and to continue to stroll, and the mix in the neighborhood continues to be very good. So I'm very excited to be in the Heights. A little bit of serendipity. I grew up in the Heights, but that was in my early youth, and I went to Monroe Avenue Grade School, which is no more. It's a different school now. My older brother went to Kelly Avenue, which isn't there now. It's someplace else. And so I have a lot of friends. And as I put on my Facebook message that here I am and I'm coming, it was nice. One of my great longtime friends said, "Hey, welcome back to the neighborhood." So thanks for that. And I'm looking forward to being a part of this community and being as active as I can and supporting all of your events, because it's just a beautiful, beautiful place to be. On a personal level, I have many other things that I've done in the community that I'm proud of. I founded the Fogelberg Foundation of Peoria. Me and a couple of other people founded a grassroots efforts that got a memorial built for Dan Fogelberg on the Peoria riverfront. Didn't anticipate it, but it's become an annual event in over 4 years now. We've drawn people from over 38 states that come to the Peoria area and fill hotel rooms and dine and spend money. Part of that has always been our quote, quote, Dan Fogelberg celebration tour, which starts at the foot of Abington Hill, which was renamed Fogelberg Parkway, and they come up and they see Woodruff High School and Glen Oak Amphitheater, and we bring them up Prospect Avenue, and we take them to Grandview Drive with trolley tours. That was an inspirational point for Dan Fogelberg in his life. So we've always been inclusive of this, and the Sun Foundation is near and dear to my heart, as is Cornstalk Theater and the Peoria Art Guild. So I've embraced the arts in Peoria for a long time, and fortunately our foundation and our mission statement helps support that. So over the course of the last 4 years, we've given over $25,000 back to the community with arts programs for children. So I believe in community-supported events, and I want to be a part of your community too.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Hugh. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Welcome to Peoria Heights, and I'm sure you're going to have a long, wonderful time here. Looking forward to it. Yes, sir. It's all about a good time. Any other comments from the audience? Okay, well, we thank everyone for attending. No old business tonight, so we're going to go right to new business, and first up is an approval for use of Tower Park for the Blarney Blitz, and that will be presented by Trustee Carter.
Thank you. It looks like Adam White is going to be busy here in March and April. He's having the Blarney Blitz, Saturday, March 15th, 2014. It'll start around 8 a.m. I'm sure he's going to want the chief's help and stuff setting up. We'll get more on that probably later, but I make a motion for him to use the tower. I'm sure is that what he's wanting to do, use the tower, or is he going to do it down at Heritage? There's not much info on this.
You know what? I don't know what they did last year. Does anybody?
It started at Heritage
Heritage
Park.
and come up.
Yeah, is the after, where the after event is.
Yeah, I think they started and ended at Heritage
Yeah.
Square.
It must
Yeah,
come up and
because they
around.
had alcohol. And they
Yeah,
had
it's
the
all on the
roped
side
off
roads
area.
over there, isn't it? I don't think did they take over Prospect for that?
I think so.
I don't.
Didn't
they for the
use-
Blarney
they
Blitz?
use one
Yeah.
lane.
Had like one lane.
Okay, that's right, that's right. Okay.
So it's probably what he's asking, to do the same thing as he did last year. I make a motion for him to have the Blarney Blitz Saturday, March 15th.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Carter,
Second.
second from trustee Harn. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of Adam White and Running Central to use the tower and then the area around what he needs to have roped off for Prospect Road for it. And that will be Saturday, March 15th, and that is outlined by trustee Carter. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. Board has approved the use of Tower Park, and anything else Mr. White needs for a successful Barney Blitz on March 15th. Next up, new business approval for the use of Tower Park for the Heights Half Marathon, and that will be presented by trustee Carter.
Thank you. This is his big half marathon that he does for the Heights, which, well, it doesn't do it for the Heights, but brings in a lot of crowd for the Heights. So I make a motion for him to do the Heights Half Marathon Relay Saturday, April 12th, and the time will start at 8 a.m., and he'll request the police, the fire, and the emergency services, just like he did last year also.
Okay, have a motion from trustee Carter?
Second.
Second from trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of Adam White and Running Central to host the Heights Half Marathon again on Saturday, April 12th. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. Board has approved the use of the village for the Heights Half Marathon. I think it's the third annual one, if I'm not mistaken, with a start time of 8 a.m. on Saturday, April 12th. Next order of new business tonight has to do with a bid proposal for the concrete pads for our new recycling bins out here, and that will be presented by trustee Gett.